Namaste. So now, since we have seen the provisions from the Bear Act related to the president, let us cover it out with respect to Lakshmikant ki वहाँ क्या details दी हुई हैं. So first and foremost, if you open the Bear Act, it's going to say Part 5, Chapter 1, the Executive. So note where this chapter is ending. It ends at the Attorney General. So who all is a part of the Union Executive? First and foremost, you'll find says the President. President की provisions ही हैं. Then the vice president is also included. The prime minister is included. The council of ministers is included. And the attorney general is also a part of this very chapter. So the attorney general is also a part of the यूनियन एग्जीक्यूटिव क्योंकि इसी के बाद आप चैप्टर 2, चैप्टर 3, चैप्टर 4, चैप्टर 5 में जाएंगे. चैप्टर 2 आपका पार्लियामेंट हो जाएगा. चैप्टर 3 आपका क्या हो जाएगा? द लेजिस्लेटिव पावर्स ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. चैप्टर 4 विल बी द यूनियन जुडिशरी. चैप्टर 5 विल बी द CAG. Alright, so that comes at the आपका the union का level, right? But यहाँ पे and आपका basically union का level में so in part 5 this is chapter 1 के अंदर union executive extends till the attorney general. Alright, now president is head of the Indian state. He's also the first citizen of India. The question is, who is the head of the Indian state? There will be an option called prime minister. Nope, president is the head of the Indian state. Who is the head of the government? That's the prime minister. And who is the first citizen of India? The president. Okay. Any electoral disputes related to the president, they are handled by the Supreme Court of India, whose decision is final. So you're not going to the Election Commission of India, you are going to the Supreme Court of India. Another MCQ. And when you proceed ahead in the course, you're going to find कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड प्रेसिडेंट का बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरकनेक्टेड रिश्ता है. They're quite interconnected and intertwined with each other. That's why this relationship also exists. It's an indirect election, so you never vote for a president as a citizen of India. You cannot go to a polling booth and press a button, because if that were the case, it would be a direct election. So it's an indirect election in which we have already elected our MPs. They are going to elect the president on our behalf. So it's a two-step election. So first we elect the MPs elect the president, therefore it's an indirect election. So who all, as we have already seen in the Bear Act, who all are a part of this electoral college? So let's revise. So it's elected members, not the nominated ones. Why would such a case exist? That why isn't it ki nominated wale kyun nahi? Because they're nominated by the president himself or herself. So if you're already being nominated by the president, and then you get a say in his election, obviously going to be voting for the president, voting for that very candidate who nominated you. So it's going to be a bias. Basically हिंदी में बोल देता हूँ जिनको अगर इंग्लिश में सिर के ऊपर चला गया हो. भाई मान लेते हैं मैंने आपको नॉमिनेट करा है in the parliament, and tomorrow I tell you कि बड़ी remember I nominated you, उसकी वजह से आपको बड़ी वाली कोठी मिली हुई है, right? अब आप मेरे लिए ही वोट करेंगे ना, तो फिर ये तो इलेक्शन फिर करा ही क्यों रहे हैं? फिर तो ऑटोमेटिकली डिसाइड कर देते हैं. इसलिए नॉमिनेटेड नहीं वोट करेंगे. ओनली द इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स फ्रॉम बोथ द आपकी लोकसभा एंड द लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ऑफ द स्टेट एंड इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ दिल्ली एंड पुडुचेरी यूनियन टेरिटरी वाले जो इलेक्टेड है, नॉमिनेटेड नहीं. ऑलराइट, so if you want to elect yourself as a candidate, or you want to present yourself as a candidate for the president, or candidature for the president, for the post of the president, your nomination has to be backed by 50 electors. मतलब 50 लोग who are already MPs, they will act as proposers, and then 50 other ones, they will act as seconders. मतलब people are going to confirm your nomination. All right, legislative council के, any state that has a legislative council, they do not end up voting in the president ka election. So that's a crucial point. ठीक है जी. Now, so you have to deposit a security deposit of 15,000 rupees to the RBI. All right, that is another thing that you will have to remember. An MCQ can pop up, and you will forfeit this 15,000 if you don't end up getting 1/6 of the votes polled. So this is also a question from the Representation of People Act, that at what limit or what is the required number of votes in which the candidate loses his or her security deposit, a regular candidate for the elections, for the regular elections. So that's also 1/6. So 1/6 is pretty much the benchmark. All right. Now, where is all of this given? There is another act called the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act 1952. In 2018, we increased the president's salary from 1.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs. All right. Now, impeachment of the president is a quasi-judicial procedure of the parliament because the parliament then acts like a court, therefore it's quasi-judicial. ये अगर term अभी ना समझ में आए, कोर्स में बहुत जगह एक्सप्लेन करी हुई है, no need to worry on this. So quasi-judicial आप वहाँ से सुनेंगे. Quasi-judicial, वैसे quasi-judicial का मतलब क्या है? Quasi is something which is sort of a proxy. So for example, presume that I'm shooting this video on a phone. So phone is like a quasi-camera, but it isn't exactly like a full camera. So if we say it's a quasi-judicial body, so it can hear a dispute, कुछ ना कुछ मतलब कलेश, it can sort out, but it's not a full-fledged court. So for example, such as a tribunal, a railway tribunal. It cannot hear a divorce petition, but it can hear disputes based on, let us say, ticket pricing of railways only. So then it becomes quasi-judicial. आगे explain किया हुआ है, so no need to worry that. Just introduce the concept to you. No president has so far been impeached ever in India. All right, and this the word is interregnum. Interregnum is basically जी आपका आपके जैसे हमने बैराक में देखा था, you can stay on after your tenure of 5 years ends. You can stay on till your successor assumes office. So to avoid an interregnum, that is a gap between the previous one going and the next one coming in, so that is interregnum. All right. Now USA में there is a limit that you can get yourself re-elected for basically 2 times, but India it's just n number of times you can get re-elected again, and because the constitution is silent. But USA में you can at max serve 2 terms of your presidentship. Like Obama 2 term हो गई, उसके बाद नहीं आ सकते. ठीक है जी. Now, in case the vice president post is also vacant, so let us say the presidentship goes vacant and the vice president post is also vacant at that time, the CGI will act as the president. Now, where is this given? Constitution में तो कहीं बैराक में कहीं दिखा नहीं है. There is an act called the President Discharge and Functions Act 1969. कानून में कहीं ना कहीं everything has to be mentioned unless it's a convention. Conventions are usually not mentioned anywhere. Conventions we took from the United Kingdom, but यहाँ पे हर जगह mostly 90% of the things will be written in an act. If they are not written in the Constitution की Bare Act, they will be written in any other act. Alright. Now what is a मतलब ये Bare Act क्या? IPC की Bare Act means कि मतलब बेयर कानून. Alright. Constitution की भी Bare Act है. जैसे अगर मैं ये वाली जो 1969 वाली Act खोल लूँ, तो it will be a Bare Act only. तो सिर्फ शब्दों का थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे करने का तरीका है. अच्छा. Now who were the presidents who died in office? So Dr. Zakir Hussain, he died in office. I think there's another one also, but I think it was Fakhruddin Ali, so we'll just hang on there. But vice president, then, I'm just telling you a story related to the CGI acting as the president. So V.V. Giri, he acted as president, and then V.V. Giri contested for president. So when he was contesting for president, abhi president ki post khali hai. See, Dr. Zakir Hussain, he died in office. Alright, so the vice president at the time, V.V. Giri, he acted as president. Then he wanted to be fully elected, not the acting president, full presidentship unko chahiye thi. Then he contested for president. But when he was contesting for a president, the president post is vacant, the vice president post went vacant. So at that time, CGI M. Hidayatullah, he acted as president. Alright, and his work, his किताब का name is My Own Boswell, Boswell. कृपया करके इसको लिख लीजिएगा. Now president has certain other powers as well. So there is the executive power and then there is the legislative power. मतलब बड़ी सारी है. तो अभी जरा देखते हैं इनमें क्या क्या है. Now executive power में he is appointing the prime minister, he appoints the CAG. अभी आप पूरे कोर्स में यही सब देखें. That's an example of the executive power. So he makes rules for the business of the house. He administers the Union territories, sorry, not United Nations. I was about to say that. Acha, he has power over scheduled areas. So all of that is executive in nature. All right. And a trick is that whenever he's appointing something, except when he's appointing a judge, all of that is his executive power. What is his legislative power? Legislative power is when he is involved with the functioning of the parliament or he's making a law. So he makes a law in the ordinance, basically. That is ordinance. Agar aap बैराक में, you can pause the lecture right now. You go to chapter 3 of part 5 and see what it says. It says legislative power of the president. उसके बाद dedicated lecture लगा हुआ है course के अंदर. That's article 123. So the power to issue an ordinance is a legislative power. तो अभी आप ये भी कर सकते हैं that right after this lesson you can actually go and watch this ordinance lecture. It will become much more clear. And then we have done also a comparison with the ordinance power of a ये आपका अच्छा वो pardoning power में ordinance power of the governor भी होती है. Governor वाले section में दिया हुआ है. So if you summon or prorogue the house, now what does prorogue mean? Again explained in the course. Summon or prorogue the house कि भाई इधर आना जरा house लोकसभा में. That's a legislative power. All right. He addresses the parliament the first session. That's a legislative power. He nominates 12 members since he's becoming involved in the parliament. That is a legislative power. Now, financial powers में money bills cannot be introduced without his recommendation. The budget again, the financial सारा आपका जो चक्कर है, finance commission rather report submits the reports to him, and then he has power over the finance commission as well. So all of that is a financial power. Now, what is his judicial power? He appoints the Chief Justice of India. He can call up the Supreme Court for advice under Article 143. He can pardon people. So therein he has judicial powers. All right. Then we have diplomatic powers. So he ratifies the treaties. So international treaties are ratified by the president. They're made by the parliament, but they're ratified by the president. ये बात याद कर लीजिएगा. And then there are military powers, there are emergency powers which have been discussed again and again in separate provisions of the course. Now, आपका जो यहाँ पे है आर्टिकल 111 के अंदर, when you get to article 111, we're going to be basically discussing this again a bit since I'm already discussing this here. So when the bill is passed by Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha मिला के तो president साहब को भेजते हैं. So under article 111 he has three options. Either he can assent to the bill, either he can withhold assent, or he can return to the council of ministers कि थोड़ा सा reconsider कर लीजिए. थोड़ा सा मतलब basically आपको देखना पड़ेगा इसके अंदर. अच्छा, so that is his veto power. Veto means the Latin word, in Latin it means forbid. So it's a Latin word meaning forbid. So what is the kind of veto? So there's an absolute veto, there is a suspensive veto, and then there is a pocket veto. So the three kinds of vetoes that we have to talk about. Now in the absolute veto, भैया आप उसको bill पकड़ा दो और वो जेब basically कह देता no, I'm not assenting to it. जेब नहीं, I'm just not assenting to it. That's an absolute veto. He does this he can exercise this power in two cases where it's a private member bill. What do you mean by private member bill? A bill that has been basically submitted to the parliament but not by a minister. All right. So that's a private member bill. So just an ordinary MP is initiated a bill that goes to the president and says, हटाओ परे, मैं नहीं कर रहा तुम्हारा काम. Or if the cabinet, the council of ministers cabinet has submitted the bill for his assent, and they have resigned due to some odd reason, the new cabinet comes in and tells him, ये इसको assent देने की जरूरत नहीं पुराने वालों को. So that's an absolute veto. खत्म हो जाएगा वहीं पे bill. Suspensive veto is when he asks the council of ministers to reconsider what they have given to him. All right. So this reconsideration of these bills is called a suspensive veto, and then it's not available in the case of a money bill. Money bill cannot be basically returned. And एक और चीज के अंदर the constitutional amendment के भाई साहब के पास कोई veto power नहीं है. अभी देख रहे हैं जरा उसको. What is a pocket veto? Pocket veto, since the constitution doesn't define a time limit for him giving his assent, तो वो क्या करता है जी, आपने उसको बिल दिया to accept, जेब में डाल के. So it's almost like you texting your crush hi and then they never get back to you. That's what they've said no to you. It's as simple as that. All right. So that's a pocket veto. ये हो गया. Now 1954, आपका Dr. Rajendra Prasad to the PEPSU appropriation bill, that's PEPSU, State of Punjab का original नाम होता था. He gave an absolute veto to that bill. It was related to president rule. Now President R. Venkataraman, basically salaries, allowances and pension of MP bill, he did an absolute veto over that. ज़्यादा I don't believe कि I've never seen a question pop up from these details. Good to know, I believe that it has been used sometimes. ठीक है जी. Now 1986 में क्या है जी, आपका President Zail Singh, he did a pocket veto to the Indian Post Office Amendment Bill. ज़्यादा I don't believe that I've ever seen these details pop up, but again, as I repeating myself to know. Now the president has no veto power in respect to the Constitution Amendment Bill, और मतलब कोई भी constitutional amendment होगी और president से आपको दी जाएगी, he doesn't have any veto power. All right. So this was introduced by the 24th Constitutional Amendment. Now, Article 200 के अंदर भी there are certain powers given on the governor वाला level, but we are not going to get into that. So those are different sort of powers. But constitutional amendment याद रख लीजिएगा, there is no veto power. Now R.C. Cooper versus Union of India. This is the case law. आपको judgments वाली list के अंदर please जरा लिख लीजिएगा इसको. Ordinance making power of the president can be questioned. So if let us say a president has issued an ordinance, and so you can question it only on the grounds of malefides कि ये बदमाशी कर रहा है ऑर्डिनेंस इशू करते हुए. ये ज़्यादा ये वाला पॉइंटर तब समझ में आएगा जब आप ऑर्डिनेंस का लेक्चर देख लेंगे. सो आई सजेस्ट कि आप ऑर्डिनेंस का लेक्चर इसके बाद देख लीजिएगा. नाउ ऑर्डिनेंस के अंदर ये होता है कि if the president is satisfied that a grave situation exists to pass an ordinance that is an emergency act. The 38th Amendment made it non-justiciable, but with the 44th Amendment made it justiciable that you can approach a court to challenge it. All right. Now, ordinance is only for parliamentary laws only, discussed in Article 123 wala lecture, no worries. Now, pardoning, that is the crucial bit. Now, pardoning is an executive power. First and foremost, it's not a judicial power. It looks like a judicial power, but it's not a judicial power. Why? Because the President Saab is not acting as a court of appeal to any other court. So he's not sitting, he's not sitting and judging you. All that he's doing is using his executive power and just letting you go. All right. Legislative power is where he's making कानून. This is a type of an executive power. So what is a pardon? It absolves the convict कि मैं माफ कर रहा हूँ मैं तुम्हें. Even though Supreme Court ने तक तुम्हें कह दिया कि तुम guilty हो, माफ कर रहा हूँ तुम जाओ. Pardoning is absolving the convict. Commutation is lighter punishment. So let us say you were punished or somebody is punished with death. There we convert or we lessen that sentence to कि भाई आप imprisonment for life में रहना. So we have changed the character and we have basically आपका commutation of sentence हो गया in which we are reducing your sentence. Remission is we are changing your duration. जस्ट की 7 साल की सजा हुई थी तो 3 साल की कर दी. सो दैट इज रेमिशन बट नो कैरेक्टर चेंज. मतलब जो सजा है वो तो रहेगी बट जस्ट ड्यूरेशन चेंज कर दी. यहाँ पे हमने कैरेक्टर चेंज किया था. डेथ थी आपकी, अब जिंदगी हम दे देंगे बट जेल में रहना पड़ेगा आपको. रिस्पाइट इज बेसिकली if you are, let us say, pregnant or have a disability or have a special condition that requires a lot many attention, we can lessen your sentence. So in that case it will be known as a respite कि जी आपको थोड़ी सी राहत दे दी है प्रेसिडेंट साहब. अगेन एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर. ऑलराइट. नाउ रिप्रीव इज स्टे ऑन डेथ कि जी आपको फांसी लगनी थी, हमने जी स्टे करा दी कि अभी जरा रुक जाओ. सो रिप्रीव. ऑलराइट. नाउ गवर्नर के पास भी पार्डनिंग पावर होती है. आई हैव कंपेयर्ड बोथ ऑफ देम इन अ डेडिकेटेड लेक्चर. वो आपको गवर्नर वाले सेक्शन में मिल जाएगा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में. बट यहाँ पे आपके कोर्ट मार्शल एंड डेथ सेंटेंस के केसेस में गवर्नर के पास कोई पार्डनिंग पावर नहीं है. दिस वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन दैट लेक्चर सिंस एवरीथिंग इज कनेक्टेड, बट आई हैव ट्राइड टू बाइफर्केट इट फॉर यू सो दैट दिस रिमेन्स नीट एंड क्लीन. कृपया करके ऑर्डिनेंस के बाद वो गवर्नर वाला लेक्चर भी देख लीजिएगा. अच्छा उसके बाद हम आ रहे हैं दी नॉमिनल एग्जीक्यूटिव. सो हु इज दी नॉमिनल एग्जीक्यूटिव इन इंडिया? दैट्स द प्रेसिडेंट. ऑलराइट. नाउ आपके मेरे हिसाब से और ज़्यादा यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है. अच्छा हिज ज़्यादा कुछ भी नहीं. there's no pointer. Last pointers. Who is the only person to have to serve 2 terms of the president? That's Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. Zakir Hussain and Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed. They both died in office. Who are the 2 presidents who died in office? That's Dr. Zakir Hussain, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed. Alright. The first vice president of India, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Krishnakant was the first vice president who died in office. But when आपके Zakir Hussain साहब गुजरे थे, then V.V. Giri and then subsequently B.D. Jetty took over आपकी क्या बोलते हैं the roles. Alright. And Pratibha Patil is the only woman ever to ये क्या बोलते हैं जी आप to have served as the president of India. Just making a quick edit. So B.D. Jetty took over or acted as president when Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed died. In the case of Dr. Zakir Hussain, V.V. Giri took over. And I believe B.D. Jetty जी की किताब का नाम भी autobiography is I am my own role model or I am my own model. Let me just check. Yep, it's I am my own model, his own autobiography. And that's about it from the section of President. Bare Act provisions हमने देख लिए. These are all the relevant details extracted out of Lakshmikant so that we don't end up missing anything. Let's proceed ahead in the course. Alright, take care, bye.